Doomsday Fish, Messengers from the Deep, or Scientific Anomaly. Before diving into the full report, here's a summary of what we know. Oarfish, often called Doomsday Fish, have been historically linked to earthquakes and tsunamis in Japanese folklore. Recent sightings in Mexico, California, and the Canary Islands have renewed interest in this phenomenon. While scientific studies find no correlation between these deep-sea creatures appearing and seismic events, their rare surface appearances continue to fascinate both researchers and the public, reflecting humanity's enduring connection between natural anomalies and our search for meaning. The mystery of the Doomsday Fish. Deep in the mesopelagic zone of our oceans, between 660 and 3,300 feet below the surface, lives a creature so rarely seen by humans that its appearances have spawned legends across cultures. The oarfish, with its ribbon-like body that can stretch up to 56 feet long, has earned the ominous nickname Doomsday Fish due to a centuries-old belief that its arrival at the surface portends disaster. These elusive creatures normally inhabit the darkness of the deep ocean, making any surface sighting an extraordinary event worthy of attention. Throughout history, mariners and coastal communities have viewed these strange visitors from the deep with a mixture of awe and trepidation, interpreting their unusual presence as messages from the natural world that something is amiss. The association between oarfish and impending natural disasters runs particularly deep in Japanese culture, where these creatures are known as Ryugu no Tsukai, or messenger of the sea god's palace. This traditional belief gained modern prominence following the devastating 2011 Fukushima earthquake and tsunami, when reports emerged that approximately 20 oarfish had washed ashore in Japan during the months preceding this catastrophic event that claimed over 18,000 lives. Similarly, Chilean folklore connected oarfish sightings to a powerful 8.8 magnitude earthquake that struck the country, further cementing the fish's reputation as a harbinger of seismic activity. Recent years have seen a notable uptick in oarfish sightings around the world, sparking renewed interest in these mysterious creatures. In February 2025, beachgoers in Baja California Sur, Mexico, were astonished to encounter an oarfish swimming in shallow waters, an event so rare that one observer was recorded saying, "That's an oarfish. They've almost never been seen live. Nobody's going to believe this." That same month, another oarfish washed ashore on Playa Quemada in the Canary Islands, drawing millions of views on social media and reigniting discussions about their supposed prophetic abilities. The science behind surface appearances. Despite the compelling nature of these cultural beliefs, marine scientists offer more prosaic explanations for why these deep-dwelling creatures occasionally appear at the surface. According to researchers at the Scripps Institution of Oceanography, oarfish typically only come to shallow waters when they are sick, dying, or disoriented. Unlike most fish, oarfish lack a swim bladder to control buoyancy and rely on undulation of their large dorsal fin to navigate through water. This makes them weak swimmers vulnerable to ocean currents, and if they somehow get displaced from their preferred deepwater habitat, they struggle to return. Scientists have directly investigated the purported connection between oarfish sightings and seismic events. In 2019, Japanese researchers conducted a comprehensive statistical survey comparing documented oarfish appearances with records of seismic activity. They collected reports from newspapers, academic articles, and marine museums, but found no statistical correlation between oarfish sightings and subsequent earthquakes. This systematic approach suggests the connection is more coincidental than causal, existing primarily in the realm of folklore rather than scientific fact. The Taiwan Central Weather Administration has similarly debunked the myth, stating categorically, "There is no scientific evidence that people can accurately predict the occurrence of earthquakes simply by monitoring behavioral changes in certain fish species or unusual cloud patterns." The agency explains that while some behaviors in fish could be affected by sea temperature, water quality, and feeding habits, no direct causal relationship between fish behavior and earthquakes has been established through scientific study. Recent sightings and public reaction. The frequency of recent oarfish sightings is itself noteworthy. In California alone, 3 oarfish have washed ashore since August 2024, following a period when none had been seen in San Diego for nearly 125 years. When an oarfish appeared in La Jolla Cove in August 2024, it preceded a magnitude 4.4 earthquake in Los Angeles by just 2 days, a coincidence not lost on those who believe in the fish's predictive powers. Another 9.5-foot specimen was discovered at Grandview Beach in Encinitas in November 2024, making it the second such occurrence in San Diego County that year. Public reaction to these sightings reveals how deeply the mythology surrounding these creatures has permeated popular culture. Social media posts featuring oarfish frequently include comments expressing concern about imminent disasters. When video of the Mexican oarfish sighting was shared on X, formerly Twitter, users commented, "There have actually been multiple oarfish that have been spotted on beaches recently. Does that mean Doomsday 3 is coming?" And what is going on in the bottom of the ocean that has all these deep-sea fish suddenly surfacing? Beyond oarfish, other deep-sea visitors. While oarfish receive the most attention as supposed harbingers of doom, they aren't the only deep-sea creatures making unexpected surface appearances. In February 2025, just days before the Mexican oarfish sighting, a deep-sea anglerfish was filmed swimming in daylight off the Canary Islands. This event was described as so unusual that researchers suggested it may never have been recorded before at such shallow depths. The anglerfish, with its distinctive bioluminescent lure and fearsome appearance, typically lives in complete darkness at depths of up to 6,500 feet. Unlike oarfish, anglerfish haven't been traditionally associated with disaster predictions in folklore. Instead, they carry different symbolic meanings across cultures. In Native American traditions, the anglerfish spirit animal signifies fearlessness, endurance, and the power of transformation, while modern spiritual interpretations view it as a symbol of mystery, intuition, and inner guidance. The appearance of both these deep-dwelling species in such close succession raises questions about changing ocean conditions that might be affecting multiple deep-sea inhabitants simultaneously. Environmental factors and possible explanations. Several environmental factors could explain why deep-sea fish occasionally venture or are forced into shallow waters. Changes in ocean currents, shifts in water temperature, underwater seismic activity, though not necessarily preceding major earthquakes, and alterations in food availability could all potentially disrupt the normal habitats of deep-dwelling species. Climate change and its effects on ocean ecosystems represents another possible factor, as warming waters and changing current patterns reshape marine environments globally. Researchers from the Scripps Institution of Oceanography suggest that oarfish behavior is more likely influenced by these environmental variables than by any ability to predict earthquakes. Ben Frabel, a collection manager at the institution, describes oarfish as a kind of open-ocean, generally deep-sea fish that prefer depths of 500 to 1,000 plus feet, and explains that their occasional surface appearances likely result from illness or disorientation rather than predictive instincts. Cultural significance and enduring fascination. The persistent fascination with doomsday fish reflects humanity's broader tendency to seek meaning in natural anomalies. Throughout history, unusual natural phenomena have been interpreted as omens or warnings across many cultures. The oarfish, with its serpentine appearance and mysterious deep-sea habitat, fits perfectly into this pattern of attributing prophetic significance to the rare and unusual. In Japan, where the oarfish earthquake connection is most firmly established in folklore, the belief dates back to the 17th century. The cultural significance of these interpretations should not be dismissed, even as science offers alternative explanations. These traditions represent important aspects of cultural heritage and demonstrate how communities have historically made sense of natural phenomena beyond their control or understanding. Conclusion: between myth and science, the phenomenon of doomsday fish illustrates the intersection of traditional knowledge, cultural beliefs, and modern science. While statistical analysis does not support a correlation between oarfish appearances and seismic events, the cultural narrative surrounding these creatures remains powerful and compelling. Rather than dismissing these beliefs outright, understanding them as part of humanity's ongoing effort to interpret and predict natural disasters, provides valuable insight into our relationship with the natural world. For those creating content about these fascinating creatures, the most responsible approach is to present both the cultural significance and the scientific perspective, allowing viewers to appreciate the mystery while understanding the current state of scientific knowledge. The appearance of deep-sea creatures at the surface remains genuinely unusual and worthy of attention, regardless of whether they predict earthquakes. As more research is conducted and technology allows better observation of deep-sea environments, our understanding of oarfish behavior and biology will continue to improve. Until then, these rare visitors from the deep will likely maintain their dual identity as subjects of scientific curiosity and as powerful symbols in our collective imagination of nature's messages and warnings.